I'm Phantom of Just Some Guys Play, and
I'm Daves, also Just Some Guys Play. What's up, guys?
today we're gonna be having a chilled out discussion on video games.
Yep.
We're gonna be going over our favorite games, our least favorite games, and our favorite types of games. In that order. Feel free to hop into the discussion whenever you feel like it.
Yep.
You wanna go first, Davis?
Yeah, sure. So, favorite types of game, or favorite game? That's out of order. Yeah, favorite game. Favorite game, wow. I can only pick one.
One favorite game.
Oh,
Or you can pick two.
okay. I can pick two? Okay.
Yeah.
One of my favorite games has got to be Arkham Knight, at least what I played of it. Just because I'm a huge Batman fan, and just everything that they did with that game, as far as like everything that they did with the Batman world in that game, which is amazing. Like, it felt like, as a whole, that series... Sorry. Best of 99, I'm sorry. Oof. That series as a whole was just, like, on an upward... just on a steady upward slope throughout a lot of the games, and now it's just like, and that was just like the pinnacle of the Arkham series. There's probably people that will disagree with me on that, but
Well, everybody has an opinion.
especially about the Bat Tank. But you know, I still hold that's probably the best game in the series. It's also the last game of the series, but we're not going to talk about that.
Alright. My turn. My favorite game ever has to be Asura's Wrath.
Okay.
Playing Asura's Wrath really just... it's so great. Asura himself, even though he's a character that's like basically angrier than the friggin' Hulk. He is actually a very wholesome person, and he's really cool. I mean, going that far just to get your daughter back, and going that far afterwards, just because, well, because he made his daughter cry. It's an amazing story. And along the way, I met a lot of characters that I really liked. Specifically, Yasha, to name one.
Asura's Wrath version of Sasuke. I remember him well.
If only Sasuke had the character development. Seriously though, no offense to Naruto fans and Naruto in general, but Sasuke ended up as less of a character than he started, and I don't like that.
Oh man. I don't have much of an opinion because I never really watched much of that series, but okay. So, worst game. Ah, boy, this is gonna be a hard one. Typically, because I'm one of those people, and this is part of the reason why I say I have to kind of temper my judgment when it comes to rating games. Because I'm one of those people that likes everything. Like, if you give it to me, I will probably... Oh, I'm dead. If you give it to me, I will probably like it.
Huh.
So there's not much that I dislike. However, okay, so this one is going to come from a game that I haven't really played, but more or less seen. Well, no, I can't really use it as an example because I actually like that game a lot. Wow. Okay, so this is gonna be a weird one, but I don't really have an example for this category. I can't really think of like a worse game.
Well, worst game doesn't mean it's a bad game.
Yeah.
Necessarily, it just means that the game you like the least. Yeah.
Game I like the least. Okay. Well, in that case, Override.
Poor Override.
Override. Next City Brawl.
Poor
Game I
Override.
like the least. Oh my god. This game has so many issues. If they got them fixed, then it wouldn't necessarily be that big of a deal. But since it is that big of a deal, then, you know, I gotta say something about it, because, Jesus Christ, this game has so many problems. Just from the hitboxes to just certain ultimates just being absolutely overpowered compared to the others. I mean, yeah, just yeah, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
So much for not having a worst. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, Override had some major issues. But
I mean, yeah, that's an understatement. That's an understatement of the decade. The understatement of the decade. This game is well, no. I can't say the game is issues, because that title for right now in this day and age solely belongs to Fallout 76. That game is issues, but it definitely does have a lot of them. Yeah.
I'll actually have to take a short break. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna sit here pacing around him.
He's pretty cool. I like him.
Contemplating. I am walking elevator music. If the elevators played only Tiny Tim. Also, I tried to cover that song once, but it ended up, because of my vocal range, it ended up sounding like Frank Sinatra was covering it, was singing it instead of Tiny Tim, because I cannot go that high. I do not understand how that man has that high of a voice. And yes, I am going to continue to do this until Shadow returns. I mean, yeah, obviously I'm going to need to swing. And that will require me to not do what I'm currently doing. So, no.
Which is what exactly?
Pacing around you. Oh, wait, now I need to take a break. 1 second.
Well, while he's gone, I'll actually discuss my least favorite game. It's a little game for the PS2 called Hulk. It was about the Incredible Hulk. I can't remember the actual name anymore. I had a lot of fun with it, but the reason it's my least favorite is because it's really stupid. There's not much to do after you beat the story, which isn't exactly some kind of rocket science or anything like that. In fact, this whole game was incredibly simplistic. I think he's there, but but yeah, it was incredibly simple. But after a while, there was nothing to play. It was just a really stupid game where you just destroy the city, wreck a car or two, and then fight the military, which didn't stand much of a chance against you, especially once you had all the upgrades. Yeah. Well, the Hulk game is one of my least favorites nowadays. But yeah, it's a lot of nothing to get one game. This full price game that really had just nothing to do with it. Nowadays people get mad for a game having too much to do with it. And this game had nothing. A lot of people forget like the actual older games, like the older games we grew up on, especially in MMOs. Jesus. Another, nope. My least favorite game ever has to be an MMO called Age of Wushu. It's not because it was bad, but because it had a really weird membership system, and yeah, it bothered me to no end. When I first played it, I actually didn't have any way to pay for it, so I never did. And it always kind of sucked. But yeah, no. If I'm discussing the worst game ever played, that's gotta be up there. Then again, I think I'm always gonna miss the friends I made on that game, cause I never really saw them again afterwards. If anybody remembers Yoshi Mistu, that's me. I'm getting vets from other people. But yeah, there's been a lot. There's been a lot of bad games out yesterday. And everybody has their least favorite, but they use leaves for a friggin' century.
Round 10.
But yeah, yeah, well, he's gone. I'll actually tell you. I'll actually tell you this is the marching fire character from this game. Can't even remember his name right now, but he's pretty cool. Waiting for days to get back is honestly, it's hazard. While we're at it, I can show you some of the combos that I have with this character thus far. Not a lot, but really, not a lot at all. Still pretty bare bones for me. I actually ran into like 4 Shigokis in a row with this. Naturally, I only won like 2 of those matches, but yeah. I'm really bad at doing that part, and I always forget to do this.
Round 13.
Oh, and my favorite part about him is that every time he lands a heavy hit, you can follow up with this super good knockback. Alright, I'll be right back as well now. Well, looks like I beat Dave's back by a large amount.
I'm back once again.
Wow, only 3 days
And
this
I'm
time.
getting my ass kicked.
Welcome back, friend.
Thank you.
We've only been waiting.
I know. It took longer than I thought it would. Everything took longer than I thought it would.
Anyway, I might as well let you know, since the only thing I've been able to tell our audience for the longest time now, is my least favorite game. Remember the Hulk game for PS2?
Oh god. The one that didn't let you do anything after the story was over? And you just had to kind of roam around a desolate wasteland of your own making?
It's literally just running around an empty city, just attacking nothing.
That you can occasionally make more empty.
You literally can just kill the random citizens that don't do anything.
They respawn, by
Yeah,
the
but
way. So you can't even kill them.
Ugh.
You can't even give them proper deaths in a now empty city completely devoid of resources because they come back. They're immortal.
And then they call the army, and the army doesn't really do anything because you're the Hulk, and it's a empty game with nothing to do.
After you beat the main story. Like, the story is cool. Oh my god, the spam. But the story is cool and all. But after that story is over, pop in another game. Please. Please.
Even when you were a kid, even when I was a kid, and I liked that game a lot when I was a kid, I had nothing to do. I was just out of things to do. It just got super boring after a minute.
You know, the same thing happens though with Infamous and with Prototype.
Here's the thing though, with Infamous and Prototype, there's at least something to fight. You can run around and find something to do after a while.
You can find like little patches of guards. I am gonna get my shit.
Especially in Infamous. It's just fun.
Yeah.
After a while. And even after the end, at least there's still some guys to pick up. There's usually a side mission that you forgot to do.
Maybe.
But in Hulk, there wasn't even the chance of a side mission.
Nope.
Because there were none.
Super linear. It was super linear. There were no side missions. And as soon as you got done with the story, that was it. You were done. Pop in another game.
Alright. Now onto our favorite types of games, I believe.
We should do favorite and least favorite, because holy crap, do I have a least favorite.
I have one least favorite. But go ahead, you go first.
But, favorite type of game. Favorite type of game would have to be RPG.
Round 8.
But I like RPGs that do RPGs either in a in a very, very strict sort of dungeon crawler way, or like that do something completely different with RPGs, like Anthem, for instance, coming up soon. that does something completely different with the RPG genre by making it like a shooter, which isn't like your typical. I mean, it's becoming your typical RPG, but it's not your typical like RPG setting, even though it still does have many of the same classic things, or like how Assassin's Creed kind of turned itself into an RPG when previously it was like an open world action game. Oh, damn it, I thought I got away from that. God, that thing has some roots. But yeah, that's definitely my favorite type of game. Is RPGs.
My favorite has to be just about any free roaming game, honestly. I love the
game.
I love to run around a huge world, just like Anthem, and I love to get traversal systems like in the recent Spider-Man game, and in Anthem, where the flying is freaking king, dude.
How did you think that? You didn't budge or anything.
I forgot the palm strike of this kid. But yeah, his favorite?
Yeah, least favorite. Definitely horror games. Cannot play them. I can only watch people play them. Like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. I cannot play horror games. I can't. I tried to play what was it? There was some horror game that I was going to try to sit through on the Xbox when I had it, and I just couldn't. I could not. It was not gonna happen. I just could not bring myself to do that.
Really?
It's just nope. Call me whatever you want to, but I cannot play horror games. I just can't.
Ironically, you enjoy the horror genre a lot.
I enjoy the horror genre, but the games keep me away from them. Keep me far away. No, you.
Oh, we didn't do it. Do the other thing. Considering my top 2 favorite games, this is going to surprise even you, Deus.
Okay.
I hate shooters.
Seriously?
Okay,
that actually doesn't surprise me considering the games that I've recommended to you and the games that I've asked if you have. But you hate shooters. Why?
They don't hold the same, like, fun factor for me.
I can play a shooter for days. That's completely different for me. I can play a shooter for days and days on it. I'm gonna just keep getting hit by that kick, aren't I? I really wish I would recover my stamina. I really wish I would. But yeah, no, I can play shooters forever.
I can't play them. I can barely play them for an hour, unless there's something else in it that makes it really fun, like the powers in Warframe, or the powers in Flight in Anthem. Unless there's something else that adds to it, shooters just aren't my thing. They're not, and it's not even that they're not fun. It's just that I don't have a lot of fun. I have more fun in things like this where you use your hands.
Oh yeah, that's why in every game, your #1 complaint and or suggestion is needs melee. First thing you said about Anthem, needs melee. It's a shooter! Needs melee.
Infiltrate. But dude, you know this. You know my main.
Sorry?
You know my main in Anthem.
Oh yeah, of course. Interceptor. Melee god.
Needed melee? Has melee? I'm there.
Needed melee, we're giving melee. You just kicked me into a wall I was already backed up against.
Yeah. Hope you liked that stamina while you had it.
I really did. I like my stamina. I would like it back, please.
Let me take that away from you. You don't need it.
You don't need that.
But yeah, shooters have their own feel to them, while melee games have the feel that I'm looking for, you know?
Right.
For me, there's no excitement in pulling the trigger. There's no cool feeling of in pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
Round 20.
Now see, I have a second set of like, this would be my other least favorite type of game, even though I like them. I like anything more than horror games, honestly, like anything. But, I used to like this type of game a lot more, but I'm finding that I now have like lessened patience for it. Ironically, considering how much Phantom knows I love Assassin's Creed, my I guess second least favorite kind of game is stealth games. I'm just running out of patience for them, and it doesn't like unless you're playing like
Round 25.
someone is probably going to kill me in the comments for saying this, but unless you're playing like Splinter Cell, I don't really get like a good feeling of, or Assassin's Creed, I don't really get like a good feeling of stealth. Stealth is supposed to make you feel like a predator, or like you're on your last like legs in terms of survival. And a lot of stealth games just make you feel like a god that can just destroy everyone and everything with the slightest amount of patience, and I'm not okay with that.
26.
Now, granted, I'm running out of patience, so I should probably become okay with that, but I'm currently not okay with that. Okay, there goes all my stamina again. And there's that. And it's gone again.
My second least favorite, and this is just, I don't know. I don't know what it is about this genre that I don't like, but, and everyone's gonna crucify me in the comments. I can feel it.
Okay. Okay.
Especially all things considered. I don't like fighting games a lot.
But
yeah, I know. That's why I said everyone's gonna crucify me in the comments. Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't particularly dislike them, but as far as liking them, not really.
So you're not gonna be getting the new Mortal Kombat then?
Probably not.
Oh my god, the spam! No, it's not even the spam. It's the fact that I keep falling for it every time.
Yeah, this is not. This doesn't even deal enough damage for this to be good spam.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I don't like a lot of fighting games. For Honor is really cool for me, particularly because of because of all the characters and how different and unique they are, and all the cool things you can do with them. I like power. I like a lot of powers in games. I like power fantasy games too. But
which speaking of For Honor, we are probably going to be starting the story soon. I don't know if we're going to do that in the form of videos or streams. It would be probably beneficial to do that in the form of videos. I don't know, but we haven't really decided on that yet. But when we do, I just have to say a prediction for this game's story once we finally get into it is I don't think there's going to be much here. I don't really see how you can make a story out of all of this. A good one, at least. I mean...
I like For Honor, I do. And I could play this game without it, but I don't think there's some bombastic story that we're missing here.
No, I mean, it sounds like they're trying to kind of make one, but...
It feels just more like a background. It's not a...
It does feel like background. It feels like the story in every single Call of Duty game. It's just background. Even though I played the campaign for a couple of the more recent Call of Duty games. I actually enjoy the campaign modes of the Call of Duty games. Fight me.
Oh my god! You're like Call of Duty! You're 9-year-old! Sorry, I'm just preparing you for the comments.
Okay.
But yeah. Now here's for a surprise, one that I didn't actually discuss before. But your favorite types. I know I've listed mine.
Right.
But let's get into it. My favorite types of games are like power fantasy games. These aren't games that are specifically hooked to the fantasy genre, but games that give you really cool powers and really cool abilities that can grow stronger or weaker.
I mean, these have to kind of be exclusive to the fantasy genre at some point because they're giving you fictional powers.
So that's Anthem.
Okay, fair point.
And there's a lot of abilities that aren't just fantasy based. Like for instance, a lot of the powers in Warframe aren't magical at all.
Even though they use it, I keep falling for that catch. And that freaking sword swing. If I just remembered that my block directions and dodge button existed, I wouldn't be dying nearly as much. He says after cutting off his opponent before cutting off his opponent's head.
I literally picked up this character earlier today. You've had this character for almost a week. I don't think you want to compare these two. Anyway.
No.
But yeah.
Yeah.
There's not about power fantasy games that really just push the envelope. Don't you just... I mean, I just love the concept of, you know, your character growing and the abilities they learn becoming stronger. That's why I love the Infamous series and Prototype series for so long.
I mean, I am literal God Complex, so, you know, there's that.
Don't get this man started on Skyrim. Or Fallout.
Skyrim, oh my god, Fallout 4? Are you kidding me? The last good Fallout game?
I don't know if it's the last good Fallout game. We know it's currently the last Fallout game.
Oh,
we're not talking
boy.
about it. It didn't happen. We're gonna pretend that it didn't happen. And everything that they've done with it didn't happen either.
Even though I have mentioned it already, I have done that.
Here's the there's so many issues with Fallout, and the way they handle those issues, it's almost comical.
It is comical, actually. It's bloody hilarious.
But we're not here to talk about Fallout 76 and all its many flaws.
We could, but we're not.
This just isn't what this chat is about. Your favorite type, though.
My favorite type. Shit. Short-term memory loss activated. Oh God. Damn it.
My favorite type of game is
Good God. What? Jesus, my brain literally just shut off.
There's a lot of different types of games, man.
God dang it, RPGs. Yes, thank you. For crying out loud.
RPGs, huh? Well,
yeah.
You even said that earlier. Hold on a second.
I said that earlier. That's what I'm saying. Short-term memory loss activated. Because I couldn't remember the answer that I gave. But, yeah, no, RPGs. For once, like, for one thing, there's frickin' tons of them. Like, there's tons of every single game, of every single category you can think of. But like, I'm willing to say 7 times out of 10, which is not how people normally use this because people normally exaggerate this phrase. But everyone immediately goes for 9 times out of 10. But 7 times out of, ow! 7 times out of 10, you name a video game, and chances are, like, a video game that someone's heard of or that their favorite game is, they're probably going to tell you one of 3 categories. A shooter game, a battle royale game, which most of those are currently shooters.
Pretty sure all of them are shooters. When there's a battle royale that's not shooting, let me know.
Yep, there isn't one that I can think of.
Hit me up with that 400 battle royale.
A week. You know how chaotic that would be?
You know how beautiful that would
be? You just drop 99 people in a match, all with swords and shields. But any class can use any weapon. That's how it kind of has to work in these games.
Oh gosh, imagine a Shigoki with an Orochi's weapon. And they get their moveset.
God. You'd just be able to swing that thing around like a freaking piece of paper. Imagine anyone else but Shigoki trying to lift up Shigoki's bat.
It's huge, but
a single attack would take you like 10 seconds. But yeah, no, RPGs. There's literally tons of them. They are really, really, like, in essence, every RPG is the same.
Yeah, kinda.
When you get down to it, every RPG is so different. Like, for example, you have 2 games in which you do surprisingly similar things. Horizon Zero Dawn and Monster Hunter World. In both of these games, you are in a landscape and trying to survive, trying to hunt monsters, trying to forge your way around and find Like, you're trying to discover things, basically. Aloy is trying to discover the story of her past and her people and why the world is the way it is, and in Monster Hunter World, you're just trying to learn more about the world. And in essence, these are similar games. They're not the same, but they are similar. And yet at the same time, they could not be more different. And there goes all my fucking stamina again. Okay. So yeah, other examples, like Persona 5, which is an RPG, but it plays, I'm assuming, more like a freaking anime. Then there's
From what I've
Final
seen,
Fantasy,
it's
which...
turn-based.
What's that?
From what I've seen, it's turn-based.
And then there's just all of Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, and I'm not even going to get into those because those are behemoth in and of themselves. I mean, just holy shit. One, I can't really get into them because I don't really know their plots all too well, which is also why I didn't mention any of the plot of Persona 5 because I don't know it, or any of the Persona games.
Why are you attacking with no stamina?
Why am I attacking with no stamina? That's a good question.
The entire time I've just been wondering, you could have had your stamina back so quickly.
If I just wouldn't attack, if I just didn't attack.
Yeah.
Yep, and I'm dead. Oh man.
Round 37.
But yeah.
Oh wow, that has not the range I thought it did. Okay, there we go. But yeah, definitely my favorite type of game, bar none. I mean, I guess in the end it's gonna kind of depend because I don't really necessarily like traditional RPGs too much. I like it when they do something different with the genre, like Warframe or like Horizon Zero Dawn, which is sci-fi, and I love sci-fi to death. Or for example, like no, Monster Hunter World is pretty traditional, but and it's part of the long series of traditional like sort of Monster Hunter games, but it is doing enough things that are different from the past that are just, it warrants inclusion on that list because it's like, yeah, let's just make this game a lot more accessible while still maintaining a lot of those traditionalist elements, and I can never dodge that. Ow. What the? Okay, ow.
Oh hey, you figured it out.
Figured out one of them.
Okay, fair enough.
I just have to remember the other one. Well, the thing it only works when you do a heavy attack from the side, but I don't really want to test that theory with him. So yeah, I like it when they do something new. Now, one of the things that I will say about traditional RPGs that I love is like dungeon crawlers like Diablo, or basically any kind of darker game like Bloodborne, for example, which I haven't played a lot of. I do have that game. I just haven't played it because it is Dark Souls in a new skin, and I don't like it because it's hard.
Let us know if you want to. If you let us know if you want a Bloodborne playthrough.
Let us know. We will put ourselves through that torture for your enjoyment. It will be torture, though. Oh, God.
Round 39.
But yeah, just RPG for life.
See, I could make it through any game that hasn't where your character can or does just have power. That's how I made it through the Hulk.
That's how I made it through the Hulk.
If I remember the story right, the story was good, but it's no Asura's Wrath.
I mean, yeah, no. Very few games are going to top that story.
That's also another one of my favorite genres, just bar none. Story-focused games. Games where story is the main focus. I will sacrifice gameplay all day for a good story, I swear I will.
So, with that in mind, I'm sorry, I need to just segue this conversation into The Last of Us.
Really good story, really good gameplay.
You want to talk about story-driven gameplay, like story-focused gameplay? This game is a movie! This game is basically a playable movie.
Hey, hold on. First off, Asura's Wrath is a playable show. It has multiple seasons.
It's literally episodic. Wait, multiple seasons? What? Was it 2?
No.
Is there 2 I didn't know about?
No, they never released the 2. And they never put them in Marvel vs. Capcom either, even though they said they would. Anyway. No, there was like 3 acts for Asura's Wrath, and then there's the DLC.
Yeah, that's right.
Round 41.
Yeah, then okay. That is my single complaint with Asura's Wrath. The fact that in order to truly finish the story, you have to purchase the end of the game.
I had that gripe for a long while, but then I realized something.
What's that?
It's freaking worth it.
I mean, it is. I'm not gonna say it's not. I just don't. It's like with you buying the Marching Fire expansion. It's worth the money. I just don't want to have to pay the money.
The good old days where they sold us full games. Anybody who says the good old day where they sold it, you just bought the game and that was it. I want you to know, one, you're lying to yourself, you're lying to me, and you're lying to everyone who follows you, and you're disgusting for that.
I mean, I understand where they're coming from. Like, I started gaming with the GameCube, and those were the days when you could just buy a game cartridge and just pop it into the thing, and you didn't have to do any, like, oh, I just got this game and I'm putting it in my system, but for some reason there's a bar filling up on my screen before it's letting me play the game. And, like, I get where they're coming from, but yeah, no, those games were, like, it's just pure nostalgia and nothing more, and it's not going to be anything more than that. And I am about to die.
My man,
I am seconds away from death.
Here's my gripe with that, though. These are short games. If you're never gonna get a game that's like big like Destiny, that's free, where you don't buy anything and frame. Friend, you don't want to step into this ring with me. because Warframe has its own separate set of issues that I would love to go over. Oh, I would love to discuss the monetization of Warframe. Oh, you see, my argument is bearing down on you harder than my character is bearing down on yours. I would love to discuss the monetization issues I have on Warframe. There are so many. There are numerous. Warframe, for the price of a Prime Warframe and the accessories, you will spend more than you did buying the complete pack for Destiny. And you know how often they sell those? Every time they make a new one. And you know how often they make a new one? Every couple months.
You're basically paying like DLC prices for a character.
You know the Prime Access is about $60, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Prime Access is about $60. Prime Access accessories is about $29. You can look up these numbers. Feel free. In fact, do it now.
Okay, one sec. Excuse me while I call up my old pal Google.
Did you uninstall Warframe?
No. Oh
You
wait, duh. I can just do that. What am I doing?
Prime Access, I think it still makes a Prime, is $59.99. Prime Access accessories are $29.99.
Okay, one sec. Let me go to the PlayStation Store thing. Prime Access pack. Mesa Prime Access pack, $79.99, friend.
Wow, that's worse than that's worse than it was. That's worse than I remembered. Yeah, I remember these numbers off the top of my head.
Frost Prime and Ember Prime accessories are currently $19.99 a piece. A piece.
And people want to tell me about microtransactions and use Warframe as the example. I'm sorry, no. Warframe doesn't have microtransactions. These are huge, and therefore a lot less content. If you're talking to me about Anthem, and you're bringing up Warframe as the example, I'm gonna point you towards the Prime Access packs.
I'm just gonna direct your attention to the Prime Access packs, close my mouth, and just watch your reaction.
Oh, but you can grind for the Prime Warframes. You can grind for the cosmetics. And these aren't characters. These aren't things that are hidden. These are cosmetics that you can buy with in-game currency.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're not doing it. No one can.
So what were you saying about big
as I was
games like
saying,
Destiny again?
So as I was saying, if you want a huge game like Destiny, like Warframe, then there's gonna be money you're gonna have to spend. And the games
I mean, those things. I mean, the simple reality of that is that these things take resources which people have to divest time into. And you know what they say, time is money. You need to pay people to actually make the things that you want to see made. Now, do you want a shorter game? What Remains of Edith Finch?
Oh God.
Play it. Sorry, it's a short game. It's made by like an indie studio. I can't remember the name of the studio for the life of me. I apologize, but it is a really great game. It was recommended to me by this British PS4 channel called PlayStation Access. It's amazing. I just downloaded it on a whim. It's amazing.
But what I was gonna say is, if you're gonna take Anthem and compare it to something like God of War and Spider-Man, remember the week it took you to play all that, and then the week after. Remember the week after you finished it? Oh, when are they gonna release some DLC? When are we gonna get some more to do?
Right. Yeah, that wasn't a thing on past generations, on past consoles. For crying out loud, that only really started being a thing on PS3. At least for this side of the console wars. Original Xbox? Because I think that stopped being a thing. What? No! I won! I'm decapitating him!
At the 1 second mark, I have more health. The thing is, you didn't know. In the past, those were great games, and you didn't have to pay for them.
Right.
You didn't have to pay. You didn't have to pay extra after you bought them. In fact, once you bought them, you had the whole thing, the entire experience. And you want to know something?
Also, can I just, before you say that, for people that are now coming up in the age where time constraints, such as like actual real-world grown-up adult shit, is getting in the way of gaming, I know that's a problem for Jack, I know that's a problem for me, I know that's a problem for other like YouTubers and other like major, just anyone who is gaming now in this day and age that was gaming before and had a lot more freedom, a lot more things to do, or a lot less to do, and they could game more. There's an argument to be made that a lot of that nostalgia comes from the fact that you could actually finish a game in a reasonable time period without having to pay more money to do so, and finish the game in its completion, or finish multiple games in their completion in the time that it would take you to finish one major release nowadays. So it's less of a time constraint as well. Ah, the good old days, am I right? But
Remember the days when the only concern you had was actually just waking up for school? Yeah, that's what you're missing.
Man, that's what you're missing.
What you don't have now is the time. And that's true for a lot of people. And it's also true for the people who played through God of War and they felt like that lasted forever because it was a big game. That was huge.
Yeah.
But it's not as big as you think it is.
Like, once you I feel like games feel bigger than they are when you're in them. When you're done, it's like, okay, what do I do now? How did I not block that? I was holding the right direction! Okay, that was the wrong direction. That was the wrong direction. That was the wrong direction. Oh my god!
But yeah, the thing, what I was gonna say is, we're not living in the same time period. Because these games are a lot bigger. These games are a lot more expansive. These games look better. Everything everything that the old games had, these games improve upon.
Yeah, by far and away. I'm just gonna keep getting hit by that.
One of my favorite games. It was huge. No microtransactions ever. Was a Pokemon game actually. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. I played that game for days.
Nice.
I love that game. But there came a point where it was over. And you want to know something? I would have paid the price to buy the exact same game again if I could have kept going. Because the game was fun and I had a lot of fun playing it. And I can already tell from what I played in the demo, which is still more like a beta, but whatever. What I played in the demo is a game that's really fun that I'm gonna enjoy playing. And I know that Deus felt the same way. Most because we were talking while we were playing it.
Wait, I'm sorry, which game is this?
Anthem.
Oh, totally. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
It's a really fun game, and I'm willing. And one, these are cosmetics. I don't care that much about cosmetics in the first place.
Right.
Those cosmetic is gonna completely make or break the game for me, and you guys really just treat it like they are. Now, if they go back on their word and the expansions start charging money, and like and the javelins start costing more money,
Yeah.
then yeah, I'll be outraged like everyone else. But honestly, what I've seen, I couldn't care less. I couldn't care too much about the Ranger's loincloth. I couldn't care too much about the slightly different slightly different Colossus. But I do like the I like one of the textures that was like, I think it was called diamond something. I like one of the textures, so I'll probably buy that. Cause my Interceptor looks cool. Also, if you're gonna say that you played an MMO that didn't charge you money, I'm gonna call you a fucking liar. Cause you know that there was a store in that game. You know there was some kind of VIP access.
Motherfucker. I did that by accident.
That was
I
last
didn't
time.
mean to do that move.
But yeah,
Also, wait. Monster Hunter World?
emotes. There are over. There are like 99 emotes thus far, and not
Wow.
only that, there are gender change vouchers.
There's what?
Goddamn.
Well, that's cool.
God.
He popped in for like 1 second. No.
Victory.
Damn it.
Round 52.
Round 52. Best of 99.
But yeah. Anyway, I was talking about MMOs, right?
Yeah.
MMOs have always they've always had subscriptions, VIP access, VIP subscriptions and microtransaction shops that are bigger than the game.
Round 53.
And now they're talking about MMOs. No one's gonna try to tell me or sell me the story of an MMO that didn't cost them money, because that's literally how the MMOs stay alive.
That's their whole business model.
They literally can't operate if they're not making money somehow. Look at the
Same thing with
freaking World of
MOBAs.
Warcraft.
Same thing with MOBAs. They have to charge you for a new hero, or a cosmetic, or a new map, or something. Or new game mode, or anything. Usually it's cosmetics and heroes, but at least from what I know of most MOBAs, like WoW and Smite and LOL and LOL. Also, if you ask someone what LOL stands for and they don't tell you laugh out loud, but instead tell you League of Legends, that tells you everything you need to know about that person. Dead! Wait, not dead. Wait, and now dead.
The thing is, paying money in games has been a thing for
Round 55.
the longest time.
Literally decades.
Shoot. Anybody remember the World of Warcraft subscriptions? Hey, Mr. Back in my day, remember World of Warcraft subscriptions?
Oh my god.
I just like paying all that money to play for a month. Back in my day. No, they didn't.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, we didn't have to pay extra for games. Grandpa, yes, you did.
Grandpa, yes you did.
There were some truly great games that didn't require you to pay any money. Yeah, we're not saying that there weren't. But what we're saying is any game that wants to grow, that wants to genuinely just become a bigger game, it's gonna need money to grow. That's how the world is. That's just how it is.
Oh man. Yeah, definitely.
Round 57.
I mean, unfortunately, but definitely. Because, like, in a perfect world, creators would be able to just create what they want to with near unlimited resources as technology currently allows for. And just be free to pursue their passions and create whatever they wanted and whatever they needed and have whatever time constraints they needed to do that with. But we don't live in that world, unfortunately. We live in a world of capitalistic greed where things are monetized and money is everything. Money overrides passion. Ask any artist ever. And it sucks. Yeah, it does. But do what I do and play indie games. I mean, I don't play too many indie games, but just because I don't play very many video games very much anymore. But
You didn't have time.
what's that?
I said you don't have time because you don't.
I don't have time.
Round 58.
You know this.
I just want to make it a clarification that it's not that you don't like video games anymore. It's just you don't have time.
Yeah, if I had the time and I mean, well, yeah, basically, yeah, if I just had the time, I'd be fine.
But unfortunately, we are fully grown adults who both have jobs.
Right.
And our free time is spent playing video games. And, well, mostly him. He just likes to chill. But
I mean, yeah, I'm usually on YouTube or Discord with you. What if Smokers just started a Discord server? I've had mixed feelings about those, like mixed reviews. Some people say stay the hell away from Discord, and other people are like chomping on the bit to set up Discord servers to connect with their communities and their audiences. So let us know if we should start a Discord server. Also, let us know if we should do like a Q&A for when we reach 50 subscribers. I know I said something about it earlier a while back about when we reach 100, but yeah, like 50 seems like a much more attainable goal for this sort of thing, and I'd really like to know what kinds of questions a YouTube audience would like to ask us. Ow, I was sprinting.
Yeah. This is like catch somebody who's sprinting.
You're faster than me.
No, there's there's a specific mechanic to catch people who's running away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it called sprinting?
No.
Oh.
You can literally just do an attack that'll catch them.
Oh, yeah.
Round 60.
Oh, man. Also, let us know what other games you want to see us play on future discussion streams like this. Because we were kind of at a loss for what game to play when we started planning this whole thing. And we settled on For Honor because you guys really seem to like our For Honor stuff. So that's why we decided to play For Honor with this. We were going to play a much smaller game, well, small in the sense that I don't think many people have heard of it. Heard of it.
And
It's called Portal Knights. It's this adorable little game. Oh my god.
It is really
It's
cute. It's great.
It's an RPG that basically combines Legos and Minecraft and medieval style RPG. It's the most adorable thing.
It's so good. It's really good.
It's a game that we might end up saving only for discussion streams because there's not much we can do as far as content with that game.
If my next content idea, which yeah, I come up with a lot of content ideas here. Deus comes up with a lot of really. Deus has the best videos out of either of us because he can edit like a freaking master.
But as far as content ideas, yeah, that's all Phantom.
That's because I have a lot of time while at work.
I'm sorry. Set this straight for us right now, right here, right now in this discussion stream. Is it Shadow or Phantom? Which do you prefer?
Phantom. That's why I introduce myself as every time.
Of course.
See,
I'm just a blind dead nincompoop. Don't mind me.
So I understand the confusion because I go by Shadow on my PlayStation, which everyone knows my PlayStation ID. If you don't know, it's Shadow Ace 1 2 3 4 5. But I go by Shadow on PlayStation, and that's where the confusion comes on. And because I go by Phantom on YouTube. And that's from before I changed the channel's name, in which case you don't want to know what the channel's name was before that, because it's an anime reference that no one from an anime that not enough people watched, because it's an amazing show and it didn't get a second season, and I don't know why it didn't get a second season, because it was one of the most complex and interesting shows that I've ever seen in my life, and I loved it. But anyway, beside that, I can talk really fast also. Ha! Clock that at words per minute. Anyway. This is great.
Oh god.
But yeah, I like to think of myself as the idea guy. Well, it's because I have more ideas than necessary. And
yeah, like it's honestly kind of ridiculous. In basically every other juncture, I'm always coming to him with ideas. Whether it be for a headcanon, or a potential movie, or a potential game that we could create, or like a potential TV show, or just a project to do, I'm usually like full of those types of ideas. But when it comes to content, why am I not blocking these?
I don't know, they're really obvious.
Content? For this thing, for some reason, I'm just dead. I'm just like, okay, let's just play a game and just do funny shit and just be our natural selves, and that's it.
I mean, we do that anyway. But we do that
yeah.
anyway.
Round 64.
Right.
Like, we're always 100% genuine. This is us. This is how we are.
Right.
My ideas come into play
see
because
what
I
you
think
get.
we could do more than that, right?
Right. I blocked that! I blocked that!
It's an unblockable. The kick is an unblockable.
Oh. No, I meant the hit from before, not the kick. I know that's the block.
Oh yeah, no, the heavy doesn't have to actually hit you. You can block it all you want.
I know that. I know it doesn't have to, but it still ends up doing so. My blocks!
Your blocks are weak. But yeah, I had an idea for Portal Nights for something we could do tomorrow, actually.
Okay.
And I'll be telling Deus about this while we're off stream, so it's a fun little surprise for you guys.
Oh, by the
Oof.
By the way, guys, just letting you know, this coming week is probably going to be a little bit content dry for me. There's not going to be too much just Deus plays, or probably any, because my work schedule is created by literal demons.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. I'm as surprised as you are, because I didn't know that either. But yeah, don't worry, guys. I'll still pump out plenty of content for us. Also, Just Deus Plays is just getting started, and it's already going on hiatus. Love that anime.
What was that? What was that second part?
I said, love that anime.
It just got started, already going on hiatus. Second season coming soon.
Reminds me of Hunter x Hunter.
April 2019. Speaking of which, when is the next season of My Hero Academia coming out? I must know.
Sometime this fall.
Sometime this year?
Sometime this fall.
Fall? Okay, that's not too long away. I mean, it's longer than summer, which is when, what?
One Punch Man.
Stranger Things' next season is coming out.
And
Which our boy
One Punch Man also
Benson
comes back
can't
this
find it
summer.
on Netflix, even though it's a show he should absolutely watch.
It's not in my recommended. It's not there, and I can't. And it's not in it. I can't just search it. I can't find it. It doesn't exist. It's a myth.
See, if you'd actually seen the show, you'd recognize why that is hilarious in and of itself. If you could watch the show, that is.
I know the memes.
You know the Stranger Things memes, but you don't. No! See, that's akin to me looking up My Hero Academia memes, which you specifically told me to not do until I caught up with the show. So I'm giving you that same recommendation.
Here's the thing. I found the memes long before I found the show, and I still haven't found the show. So there's that.
Fair point. Ow. I knew that was going to hit me because that has longer reach than my katana does. Actually, I don't think this is... Okay, it is, but... Okay. Weapons buff, help me out here. The katana that Kensei has and the katana that Orochi has are different. How? Besides length. Like, I know they actually have different names because of their length.
Alright, the one that the Orochi has is much lighter, it's much thinner, and it's much shorter because it's made for speed. It's made to cut through flesh and things much quicker. Kensei's is more solid. It's heavier, it's stronger.
And it's a lot bigger.
I actually think the one that Kensei has is called an Odachi.
Oh, isn't it an Odachi? Okay, well that's cool. Whereas Orochi just has a regular katana.
I'm gonna look this up. I believe it's
Okay.
I think it might be the Wakizashi. It could be
I thought
that,
that's
or
what
the
it
Tachi, or it could be the Tachi. But the Tachi is usually more tempered, which results in a more bronze color.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact: every katana has a name.
Right.
There's no such thing as just a katana, but there's tons of people who just say, "Hey, that's a katana. That right there is a katana."
Katanas are a class, friend. They're a class of weapon. That's like saying sword. Okay, what kind of sword? It's katana? Which kind?
Katana just means that it's made in Japan, supposedly folded 1,000 times.
Supposedly.
We can't prove
You
that.
can't verify that because I mean, well, we theoretically could if
We
we
could.
had money to say fly to Japan and visit an actual sword crafter in Kyoto. Because I'm pretty
If
sure that's
there's
where they all
still
are.
one.
I mean, they probably are.
Yeah, that's like saying there's probably still blacksmiths. That while there are, that's a completely dead craft.
That's like learning Latin.
It's
You
possible.
don't learn. Oh, what? How did that hit me? Oh man. It's possible to do, there's just not much reason to do it. And
Round 71.
it's basically only a hobby at this point. Like learning Esperanto, which I did and am sort of kind of still doing. I
Esperanto.
recommend learning it just for the fact that if you want to learn any other language, it helps with that. Just for that fact alone.
Also, if you're learning English, don't just stop. Because it's a clusterfuck. It's a clusterfuck of a language.
Like
Learn
doubt,
English
learn it.
last. I'm sorry. Learn English last. It's a clusterfuck of different language systems, just
Even
picked and
people that-
chosen.
Even people that speak English speak it differently across the country and around the world, and it's like people who learn other languages say learning English is hard. I have literally met at least a couple people who say learning English is worse than learning Mandarin. Frickin' Mandarin! Now, granted, I say frickin' Mandarin in that way because I am an American and I have no context for Mandarin or really any Asian language. And Mandarin is just, I'm sorry, Mandarin is more intimidating to me than Japanese. It just is. I don't know why, but it is.
Round 70.
Because when you think of Japanese, you think, oh, Japanese, yeah!
Well, no, because
Everyone's
I could
excited
have that
about
same
Japanese.
mindset. I could have that same mindset with Mandarin. But, by the way, I'm willing to bet that anime is largely put away for that.
Oh, there is so many people who learn Japanese just for anime, and it's freaking amazing. I love it.
Anime even better.
People who want to visit Japan just because of anime, I think, are the most interestingly weird people in history. Because, understand,
I have
there's.
a completely different reason for wanting to visit Japan. Anime is one of them. But
I want to go to Japan because it's
specifically-
Japan. It's cool.
I mean, yeah. Like, two places I would love to visit in Japan. Kyoto and Tokyo. Because you get a lot of the old, like a lot of the more traditional look of Japan, with a lot of the new, a lot more modern. Oh my god! Ow! That was a suicide move. That's what that was.
Round 74.
Yeah. I think I ended that sentence. I ended that sentence, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Nope, dodge it. Every time. Get hit by that bullshit.
You don't ever use your zone attack.
My what?
You don't know what your zone attack is. The R1 and R2 move.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, everyone has one. Dodging is pretty fast. It's pretty good. Don't use it too much.
Yeah. It can do a lot of damage though. It deals with about as much damage as a light attack.
But it does.
So
but it does
it's a good
open up.
combo move?
It opens up people for combos, and it can also end a good combo.
Yeah, I'm probably going to use that as a combo ender exclusively because look at this. Well, if I could actually hit it, I'll actually hit the thing. There we go.
I looked up katana names, and the first thing I get is what are ninja swords called?
What and what?
What are ninja swords called? Gonna be done with that one for the day.
Yep, I'm gonna be done with that. Yeah, that's enough. Oh man.
You know, we got time. You wanna end this one and start up just a regular For Honor stream?
I want to end this, but I don't think I'm really in the mood to keep streaming.
That's fair.
See, one of my main problems, and I feel like I should tell you guys and air this out now so that you guys just kind of know. One of my main problems with doing something like this, even though I want to do it and I want to get to the position where I can do it full time, but one of my main problems with doing something like this is that I run out of energy very quickly. It's actually been getting worse in recent years, and it's probably something I should talk to somebody about, because I start the day with a bountiful, I start the day with energy enough, and then as the day goes on, and especially as it gets toward the evening hours, my energy just plummet. My energy level just plummet, and I'm like, I'm just sitting here holding a controller and pressing buttons, and I only really have enough,
78.
I guess you can say, mental energy for just one of these streams. I can only really record like one video a day and then edit it and then get it out, which is why my content is so infrequent. If this channel had been started up several years ago, one, we might be actually doing better in the YouTube economy as a whole, but I would be like, there would be content upon content upon content, these videos for days, because one, I would have been a version of myself that enjoyed playing video games more often, had more time to play video games more often, and had the energy to play video games more often, so I just would have been making content out of all of the times that I would have picked up the controller and just pressed play. But nowadays, that has just kind of flatlined. Yeah, I mean, it's flatlined. There's like practically nothing there. So that's why, that's a big part of why I don't upload as frequently as Phantom does. And I don't know what I can do about that other than, like, he suggested just getting shit tons of content and then editing it when I can, and then just doing...
Make yourself cute, you know?
Yeah.
Because
just making like a few things to just set up. I mean, I've seen other content creators, like other like Tumblr users, do this as well. They'll just set up like a bunch of posts and then just go, okay, this is coming out Monday, this is coming out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, etc. Just because they get so backlogged with things, or they just don't have the time or energy to continue doing things, so they just get up, so they just use all their energy into making a massive batch of things that they just roll out over a period of time. And that's a great idea that I think I might consider doing. It's just normally that catalog is only, ow, I blocked that. Normally that catalog is probably going to only consist of 1 or 2 things, because that's all I have the energy to sit through and sit down and assemble.
Another idea I was gonna propose, because I've known about this issue for a while, is doing a playthrough of like one game. Like I don't know, Bloodborne, like maybe Bloodborne.
Like maybe Bloodborne.
Yeah. Just record it in mass, just you playing through it, and then chop it up later.
Ow! I wasn't even ready. Fuck you in that move. Fuck you in that move. What is that? How are you even doing that?
Doing what?
That fidget move. What even is that? What is that?
This is my ultimate attack. You can feel yourself getting weaker. You can't fight this. How do you plan to fight this? How can you fight an enemy that can match you on every platform?
Like that.
But you still can't do it.
No, I can't.
You just mash triangle and move around in a circle.
Round 83.
Oh. That's funny. What is this?
Finally, a rival that can match me in every competition.
Oh, my back. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, 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 hey,
You look like
hey,
Hype
hey,
You look like Hype Man for a rapper.
Oh. Okay. It's just stupid fun. But yeah, I'm gonna keep content rolling like normal.
I am gonna do my best to continue to keep content rolling. I'm going to do something on Bulletstorm probably tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Monday. Other than that,
You're pretty free tomorrow, right?
I don't know. What's that?
You're pretty free tomorrow, right?
I got work tomorrow. So
I mean,
not
after
really,
that.
but pretty much, yeah. Why?
Because I want to tell you an idea I had.
Okay.
And I know you're gonna, I know you're gonna love it.
Okay.
But after what, 80 rounds?
Oh,
After
God,
84 rounds out of 90, Alright.
99.
Yeah. We're gonna be done with this now.
We're gonna be done with this. Yeah, done.
Alright. That's been an amazing stream. It didn't start. It started out with started out pretty quiet, but you know, we regained our energy somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah, we lost it quickly after, but
Is a feat.
but yeah, that's gonna be all for this stream. I hope you had an amazing time. I had an amazing time. Davis,
Yep.
do you have anything else to add for the people?
Like, subscribe if you want more. Let us know what you want to see. Do all the YouTube things that you're supposed to do that we don't say nearly enough, but really help us out in the long run. And blah, 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 blah. Have a great day.
Why did that
Yeah.
hurt? My goodness, what? You couldn't have said that a different way. Have a great day. Alright. That's it for this stream. We'll see you guys next time. And from all of us here to you, we are just some freaking guys. God dang it.